Welcome to Fragmental.
An amusing take on random topics. So it's been a fucking year, almost
I
a year.
know. It's been a long time. And not only has it been a year since we've done the podcast, it's been, probably 3 years, but we're actually in-house.
Yeah, we are in house. We're together, so there's going to be no weird lags and pauses and shit like that.
Yeah, now you're not going to hear my joke and Dave laugh 3 seconds later because that's fucking embarrassing.
Yeah, exactly. Those fuck internet delays. So what I would say, what's been going on? It's not like we haven't seen each other in 2 years, but from a podcasting perspective, it's like a fucking eternity. This is like a new one.
It's been forever. Yeah. It's almost like, we're back. You're like starting over. You know what I mean? Like,
and funny, we're starting over on episode 50. We had like 49 practice episodes.
I mean, it's just good to be. It's good to be back in person. It's good to be back to the podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking kids, man.
Hey, you should have wrapped that fucker. I'm just telling you, but hey,
well,
whatever.
clearly my pullout game isn't very strong.
Exactly. Are you Catholic? I'm sorry, Irish Catholic is.
I don't know if you knew there are ways to prevent that. What?
You remember Monty Python? Do you remember Life of Brian? Was it Life of Brian or Holy Grail? No, not, it was Life of Brian. No, The Meaning of Life.
No, I mean,
There's a whole.
It's probably been a long time since I've seen
There's a whole
that one.
skit about like Northern Ireland with the Protestants versus the Catholics, and
I
the Protestants going off on how we can wrap his willy and all of these ret condoms, and the Catholic family is like she's washing dishes and the baby just falls out like one of 13
because it's just what happens.
Yeah, it was just Catholics, they can't use protection and shit like that. So I'm Catholic, but fuck that.
Hey, if you want to raw dog it, you do what you got to do, man. I mean, I've got clearly I have no willpower. So
yeah, exactly.
I can relate.
You just got strong swimmers. That's all.
Yeah, it's all me. It has nothing to do with my wife.
Absolutely not. You do. You're Michael Phelps-esque.
Yeah, that's
in the sperm region.
We share the same family name, so
Michael Phelps. What? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know. It's but it's good to be back. It's good to be back live. I shouldn't say live, but well, it's kind of live. We're live.
Yeah, because we don't edit it. I mean, so it is live.
Technically, it is live.
Right. The only editing we do is you putting a name on it and putting it out there.
Yeah, pretty much. And with the other one, I chunk some pieces out of it. So the 4 people that we actually know that listen, we can all let them know in a group text that we're back, or they can listen to a new episode.
So all 4 of you, we're back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because people have been busting our shit.
Yeah.
Like, are you guys even going to do content anymore? I mean, what the hell's going on?
So we can let Carrie know. I can let my cousin Lori know. Your brother-in-law.
Derek, yeah.
Who's the
that's
fourth
about
one?
it.
Yeah, that's about it. Oh, Annie. You can let Annie know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, those are our regulars.
Yeah.
And then, because I think, isn't that what we've said? Like, we're
regulars.
actually... I mean, probably not now, but what do we have? Like probably 12 regulars and then
think
like
we
20 casuals.
Yeah, I think we were in the 15 to 20 range on kind of consistent followers. So
yeah,
it seemed like it anyway from the numbers I was gathering, but could be wrong. Could be somebody just listening to it 4 or 5 times.
Yeah,
because we're that good.
It is good.
Your daughter's not in college anymore, but she was supposed to fucking pump us up, get the young crowds in.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll still go back that route now. I mean, she's still young.
Oh, that's true too. That is true.
But I mean, it's not as it was easy to sell it to college kids.
Yeah,
not like, hey, you guys are. What else are you doing with your time?
You know what? Maybe we can get a new Chicago crowd because Annie's in Chicago now, so she can start.
Oh, there it is.
Go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, we can go live on location.
We can go live on location from Lake Michigan.
Like when you're visiting your in-laws, I'll just tag along.
Yes. Exactly. You can take my place when we're visiting my in-laws. So,
I mean, how do they feel about me being Jewish? Is that all right?
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
Okay. I mean, I'll tell you one thing: we'll be haggling the shit out of each other.
Exactly. You guys can share ussing them down stories.
Right, you're completely left out because we're just so excited.
About getting a deal.
Right. Did you ever try the the Rosenstein of '98? Well, let me tell you.
The classic Rosenstein. You never go wrong with a Rosenstein. Rosenstein. Wasn't that what's his name's name in? Wasn't it Rosenstein? Who was the?
You talking about Robert De Niro?
Casino? And the Casino. No, Casino. Rothstein.
I mean, still pretty.
Yeah, you were close.
I mean, they're still pretty stereotypical Jewish names right there.
Yeah. Well, he was the money man.
Hey, I mean, Look, even the mob, like I would never be able to be a made man.
Yeah.
They still have Jewish men as all their.
Yeah, they don't do all the math.
I mean, they know, right? All the bookies, all the.
You're gonna laugh at this. I had to do some. We have to do those trainings for work. Those like harassment and all that kind of fun stuff. And I realized as I'm watching this, half the shit I say to you, like in front of other people, is considered harassment.
Well, the funny part is where it's considered workplace violence, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, holy fucking shit. And like apparently I just committed assault and I didn't realize
swearing is workplace violence.
That is funny when we go through that, and it's just like you look through the checklist and I'm like, and guilty like holy shit.
Where do I sign up for my where do I just directly to HR?
Right, like am I the Teflon Don at this point? Because how the hell have I not been escorted?
I wouldn't be surprised if I have an entire filing cabinet with my name on it.
The Dave.
Yeah, the Dave. Boom. Like, what's that cabinet over there? Oh, that's just Dave's cabinet.
I go to the go to get a new badge or whatever. Hi, my name's Mike. Oh, we know who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, what?
They got like in the post office. They got like pictures up.
Yeah, like we're well aware of you.
Yeah. We track you on camera. All the security cameras we have here. No, but that's another thing. Most people we're back to work. I mean, back to the office.
Oh yeah.
Hybrid. Everybody's doing hybrid.
Yeah. I kind of like the hybrid.
Yeah, I think it's kind of funny because somebody said that that barn door is open, so and the horses are out, so it's going to be hard to get it back. Then I read another article where they're talking like it's kind of like the shitty corporations or evil corporations are going to slowly kind of force people like it's 3 days a week now, and now it has to be 4 days, and then soon it's going to kind of get it right back to 5 days. But with other companies doing 3 days a week, somebody's going to they're going to a 4-day work week. So I read some other companies doing a 4-day work week.
Yeah.
Paying for a week, so that'd be awesome.
That would be, especially if we could.
Actually, I'm on a vacation. I can actually probably do that. I could probably take like every Friday off or something.
Yeah, because you've been there long enough.
Yeah, I've been there long enough.
So
yeah, it's a thought.
But I mean, I kind of like the hybrid. It's nice, right? We couldn't see people for 2 fucking years, right? I mean, that's why we put a pool in. Yeah, in case you guys didn't know that, I put a pool in.
Yeah. There was a lot that went on. I have a fucking 3,000 square foot addition I put on myself.
That you did.
I did
during leading calls.
Yeah. Yeah. Between calls and.
What is that? It's my hammer drill. Don't worry. Just keep going.
There's no way I would put 3,000 square foot on this house.
Good size house anyway.
It's decent.
But yeah, it's been nice because we couldn't do anything, so you get to see people again. I will say this: it's enough that it's made me reappreciate working from home. So like there for a while, it was just like you're just like whatever. In my case, I'm gonna put on my basketball shorts and I'm gonna go to work, which was just across the hall. And
technically, you're doing this from my office here in the house. So
yeah. So you're right.
Yeah.
I'm still in the office.
But
so that was kind of nice. Like, again, it's made me reappreciate it. So now, like, because I'm not going to lie to you, the days I work from home, I sleep an hour longer because I'm not going to the gym these days.
Well, you got like a fucking hour drive anyway. So you're saving what, 3 hours a day, 2 hours a day at driving back and forth? I should say.
Yeah. So it's about an hour and a half because that's why I go in so early.
Oh.
Because it's 32
I thought it was
miles.
just to get away from your kids or something.
Well, they don't listen yet, so to get away. But no, that's why I went back.
45 minutes of peace and quiet.
That's why I went back to work.
That's true.
But no, so that's one of the reasons I go to the gym in the morning because then, right, it's all freeway at that point. Just 85 on the freeway, no one's on the road, so I get there in 35 minutes. But still, I mean, that's the shitty thing. Like before, it was wake up, get dressed, brush my teeth, and I was at my desk. So maybe it was 5 minutes, if I farted when I peed. But you
can't have a little rain without some thunder.
I like that.
Yeah, I stole it from somewhere.
Take credit for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's so I like that part of it. It's good to see people again. I mean, they're people we haven't seen in 3 years.
Yeah,
2 years.
2
whatever.
years. Yeah.
It's just like, wow, I haven't seen such and such, and Of course, most people were like, "Hey, man, you've lost weight." I was like, "Yeah, I almost fucking died." You know? Shit myself and everything.
Exactly. That's what happens when you almost die. You lose some weight. It's kind of fun. I mean, after we started going back to the office, I think March. I think it was like March time frame, right? I think it was March or April when we kind of all started to come back. I remember I'm like, it was kind of nice coming back to the office. And then I forgot how quiet and peaceful it is sometimes when we're working from home. Now when there's like 4 extra people in the office, I'm like, shut the fuck up. It's too loud in here. We got almost the entire floor to ourselves anyway, but it's just, it's like, that's how annoyed how my sense of annoyance is.
As everybody has to sit and listen to our bullshit now.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
But you know what? Part of it I think is hilarious. When I hear somebody sigh and I know they're eye rolling, I'm laughing. Because I'm like, pissing this fucker off.
Fuck this guy.
This guy hasn't heard somebody say fuck 3 times in his last 2 years, but he's going to hear it 8 times in the next hour.
Yeah, that's awesome. But no, it's been good. I think but I agree with you. I think the hybrid, it's a good work. I think in what people are finding is they're balancing their life. Not to get too kind of whatever here, but they're balancing their life better. They know that they can run out at 2:00 and do a couple of things till 3:30, but know they can get back on and finish whatever they're doing. So I didn't see anything, not including me, but just other people's work in general as the people you deal with when you're working. I didn't see any kind of dip at all, really, in getting information back. I think everybody that, knock on wood, everybody that we dealt with at our work, stepped up to the plate and did their jobs from home for 2 years. So,
oh yeah, I agree with that, and that's what's nice, because you like some of the old school guys, that are like, oh, I could never, it's like, or I couldn't trust them to do the job. Well, first of all, your problem is you at that point.
Yeah,
like if you can't trust your employees, like you have another problem. It's either you or you hired bad people.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is like when they sent us home, I mean, we had all that pandemic stuff to do like right then. So I think we proved within like the first month of coming home. I mean, you and I were up till 10, 11 o'clock at night, pushing orders through and stuff like that. So
yeah,
it was, I think we proved that, holy shit, these guys can work from home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you had a doubt at that point, it's gone. So
you're right. Cause I do remember, I think there was at one point like a 45-day window that I didn't have a single day off. Because like you said, we're doing orders or talking to a customer or, whatever, trying to help this product get to that place, whatever. So yeah, I mean, I think we proved it. I mean, and the world showed that, right? Yeah. I mean, like even our podcast, like we found an option that we were able to do it, virtually. And actually we had awesome cadence. We were doing it every week there for a while.
And then something fucking happened and we stopped.
Some jackass, let his kids get in the way.
Well, it was you almost died though too, right?
Well, yeah, we did have a break when I almost died. That is true.
No, hang on a second. You almost died back in, when was that? 2000?
February of last year.
21. All right. So
yeah, we were off for probably a month.
Yeah, February 10th. Oh, no, we were longer than that. So we had an episode on February 10th called Bothered. The next episode was Back from the Dead on June 15th, June 23rd. So
holy shit, I didn't realize we took that much time off.
So we did June 23rd. We did 4 episodes back to back to back, the 15th, 23rd, 29th, 13th, and 28th. So roughly every 2 weeks.
Okay.
And we dropped dead.
And then just long enough for me to tell my story of the hidden symptom nobody warned me about with COVID.
Hidden. And if you're curious about that, go listen to Back from the Dead, episode 45. So
don't recommend coughing if you have COVID. I'm just going to leave it at that.
What was I going to say? Episode 50. So it's a pretty good milestone.
I think so. That's awesome.
And actually, it's kind of cool that you're here, like, and we're doing episode 50, like, face to face.
I think so too. You get the good reaction time. Mm-hmm. Looking at Dave's sweet whiteboard.
I know. There's a bunch of shit on there that my wife has on there for work.
But no, I think it is awesome. I mean, 50. Just thinking about that, like when we started this, I never would have thought we would have made it to 50.
Yeah, I mean, the first one was when was the first one? When the fuck is episode 1?
I want to say it was probably 3 years ago. Probably around this time.
Why can't I go back?
No, I think we started in
I'm
August,
an idiot. I'm
didn't
going
we?
the wrong way. Episode 1 was September 11th, 2018. Wow. September 11th. What a day.
Yeah. That's when we decided to start, huh? Okay.
We exploded onto the scene, as they say. Come on. It was right. It was there.
No, right. You left the door open.
Yeah, exactly.
I got to take it. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. September 11th, 2018. So that would be 3 years ago in this September.
That'll be 4 years. It's 22, man.
Oh, see, that's why you're the fucking Jew math guy.
The math guy. It's just wild.
Yeah.
But it's just good to be back.
Yeah, it's good to, and we're now that you're back, we're back. We're still working things out from a work schedule, from everything like that. So we'll get back on a track.
Get back to some kind of cadence.
Yeah.
The world's opened up a lot more.
I was just gonna say.
So that's kind of nice.
My Jew comment would probably have gotten me fired if I had done it in the workplace. So.
Really? Because you've gotten away with quite a few. Hey, do you mind checking my math, Mike? I'm the only one laughing.
I didn't call you a Jew, though. I just said, can you just check my math? That could be anything. Maybe you're just good at math. Has nothing to do with your last name.
I guess that's true.
Yeah. I could ask Greg. Greg's really good at math. I could ask him to do it.
Yeah, but he's Catholic. That doesn't have the same. It doesn't have the same.
My point is, you don't have to be Jewish to be good at numbers. You could be Chinese or Japanese or something like that.
That's fair. But yeah, the world's opened back up a little bit. You can travel now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did some traveling.
Yeah. Yeah, you were gallivanting around in Europe.
I went to Switzerland again in January. Do we have that on an episode? No, we don't.
No, because we were. It's been damn near a year.
It's been damn near a year.
So I didn't get to make fun of you before.
I know. My elitist fucking...
You're elitist. I didn't get to play the buffoon, and see how Sweden is.
Yeah. Right next door. No, that was an interesting trip just because of COVID. I actually got a lot of questions on that because people were like, how was it to travel?
Oh, yeah.
It was really
Seriously, how was it?
It was just fucking paperwork.
Really?
As long as you were willing to do the paperwork, you could fucking go anywhere. This is January of 22, right? Yeah.
21.
No, December.
Oh, December. Yeah. Because you wrapped the year.
I wrapped the year with that. And again, this is what I love, how fucking greedy everybody is, including myself. But every country turned it into a fucking money grab. It was like $30 to get we went to Switzerland. If I hadn't stated that earlier, but
oh yeah, we're well aware of things.
Yeah. But they had there's a COVID thing you had to do, it was an app or something for your phone. So when you went to restaurants or bars, they'd scan it to see that you had your COVID test. That was 30 Swiss francs, so it's like $35 American. So my sister-in-law and her husband live in London, so we flew into London. The rules at the time to fly into London were you had to have a negative COVID test 24 hours before you had to fly out. We just went to CVS, which was free, so that was fine. We were negative, obviously. But you had to, within 2 days of landing, you had to have a COVID test there, a negative COVID test there. That was for my wife and I. That was $170, I think, for the two of us.
Holy shit!
Yeah, American. So
if you would have tested positive, would you have just been holed up in a hotel for 10 days or whatever?
No, I think I would have. I think they quarantine you. My dog is grabbing my fucking. He's bored, so he's grabbing my Amazon delivery that came today. So luckily, it's not that breakable, so we can drag the fucker around all day.
He's like, "This is for not letting me in there."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I closed the door on you, motherfuckers. He grabbed my shoe. I could watch him grab my shoe with her. But then to fly, so we flew to Switzerland. Then to fly back to the UK, we had to do the same thing again. We had to do the test again. It was, I don't know. I think I spent $400 or $500 just in COVID testing and
wow.
Yeah. Somewhere American. I don't know what the math was on that, but yeah, that was just added part of the trip. But we literally got on a plane, flew to London. We essentially quarantined in London because we really didn't want to go anywhere anyway. So, and then when we went to Switzerland, we were skiing. Comically skiing, you had to have a mask on getting on the fucking chairlift or getting on the ski lift.
Really?
Yeah, because you're all packed together, right?
Oh, okay.
And I was on they call it a magic carpet, but it's a track you just put on, and I was trying to teach my wife how to ski, and it was just one of those absolutely frustrating days. No, not because I'm trying to teach her to ski. It was frustrating for both of us. She just didn't have the energy or the desire to. So I'm going to go do it's not like the bunny hill. So I have this little thing that the kids, you don't have to get on anything. You just get on like a little track, and it just pulls you up the hill. So I'm on the track. There's a guy like maybe 6-8 feet in front of me, and somebody like 6-8 feet behind me. And the guy pointed at me because I didn't have my mask on, coming up this no joke, like a 20-yard fucking track, so I could ski down this little bunny hill to get at least one run in for the day. And then my wife gave up. She's like, you know what? I'm just not going to bother skiing. It frustrated her no end.
Well, she likes snowboarding though, right?
Well, she did snowboarding when we went 2 years ago. She was going to try skiing this year. There wasn't really great snow. We kind of had a bad experience with all the COVID stuff, and she just got tired of the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, she just had enough.
She's had enough. So she would kind of get up late, and then she'd meet us for lunch. We got her a pass to take the chairlift up and the gondolas and stuff to meet us for lunch up on the mountain. And but she had she still had a good time. My wife can make tiddlywinks a good time. So she figures out. No, she seriously will figure out a way.
But no,
to fun.
she's got a great personality.
Yeah.
She's super social.
Yeah. So.
Did she like the LaBouche music in the cafe? That was one of my favorites when you send me audio of this cafe you're at, and it's
was it LaBouche?
Straight. It wasn't literally LaBouche. I had to throw a Swedish thing in here somewhere.
There was something I did send you something. Yeah, I forget
like
what
it was just straight.
One of those après ski places. That's kind of funny. It's like at it's Europe. It's just Europe being Europe. It's sometimes Euro trashiness there sometimes. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
LaBouche was an innovator apparently because they were doing that in the 90s and still existing today. So I'm just saying.
Well, it's really only dance music they have over there now. Yeah, I did that big trip. What about you? What do you have going on? I mean, your kids are all over the goddamn earth, man, with lacrosse.
It's just sports shit with the kids. It's fun and they're doing they're kicking ass at it. It's just exhausting, because I coached. Then now it's club season, so it's just 3 days a week practice. Then we're going to we were in Nashville a couple weeks, and it was hot as shit.
Oh, fucking hate that.
It was hot here, but excuse me, have you been to Nashville?
I've been to Nashville before, yeah. But I lived in North Carolina for a little bit, and we got married in South Carolina. So I've been in that region, like in the
where it's just swampy hot.
Yeah, it's fucking swampy. Like you walk outside, and it's like somebody punching you in the chest.
Yeah, that's the because we can talk about 90-degree weather in different areas, right? Like 90 degrees in Denver is actually pretty nice. Humidity's low. It's hot, but it's not unbearable.
Well, we're going to Vegas in a couple of weeks, or next week.
Yeah.
That's next week.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I guess we'll.
That'll be 110 and dry. It'll be dry heat.
It's a dry heat, though. Yeah, that's what everybody says. Like, but isn't it a dry heat? I'm like, yeah, it's fucking 110, dude. Dry heat or not, it's 110. Yeah. But, it was... Actually, I had a friend who moved to Phoenix, and she said... I was like, because just that question, 110 is 110, right? And she's like, oh, it's fucking hot.
Right.
She's like, but I'd rather have 110 in Phoenix than 90 degrees in Atlanta in August because of that humidity. Yeah. And that was very much Nashville a couple weeks ago. And that was, it's Nashville. It's cool.
Nashville's a cool city.
Yeah. It's young and hip. Definitely, if you're late 20s, early 30s and you're looking to plow, there's a lot of talent on both sides of the fence.
No, I was going to say, both. Yeah, so, if you're a female looking to plow too, or ride.
Yeah, hey, they can plow as well.
Can they? How do you plow?
Strap up? I'm just saying.
If you're into that sort of thing,
you're right. No, there's anything wrong with that.
There's anything wrong with it, from what I hear.
Yeah, if you're looking to scissor up, just go on down. No, but it's it's happening, right? Even when I went, because I went for work the week before that, and which is crazy. I actually went on a work trip. That hasn't happened in a couple of years.
Oh, shit, I forgot you went to Nashville for work. And then was it the following week you went back to Nashville?
Yeah.
Fuck, you should have just stayed down there.
I probably should have. But yeah, the hotels are ridiculously overpriced in Nashville. So
I think everybody's scrambling. Nobody's traveled. I think everybody's just scrambling for fucking.
Where I stayed. So I gave I was a keynote speaker, so that was kind of cool. Right? You guys know I have no shame.
Yeah.
So I was a keynote speaker. But the hotel that the show was at was $600 a night. Wow. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not
Like Ritz
I'm not
Carlton?
going to do that. No, it was a Thompson.
Courtyard?
Fucking Courtyard. Right. The shitty $8 breakfast. It's solid breakfast at the Courtyard. I'm not going to knock it. But
It's not free, though.
No, it's not free, which I stayed at a Home 2 Suites, which is free.
Is it really? I usually do that with Holiday Inn Express.
Actually, not that it mattered, because I was 8 a.m. I was the kickoff for the show, which was interesting. Right. I mean, I'm not exactly what you want to see at 8 o'clock. Here, for sure. Like
Did you wake those fuckers up?
Oh, yeah, I woke them up. I mean, a couple of them asked, like, do you mind standing behind the partition so we can only hear you? Which actually really hurt. But
they're like, hey, Dr. Oz, can you stand behind the fucking curtain?
But it was cool, man. I mean, presenting to like 50 people. I mean, I don't mind it. I mean, public speaking is not a problem for me. I used to teach a class on it, actually. So, but I kicked it off with, because they're going around the room to all like the C-suite and SVPs and all these folks. And they're like, you have to tell them something they don't know about you. And this is a room full of people who I've never met in my life. So I was like, so something you don't know about me. Everything. I have a shitload of kids. And before I had to get a real job, I used to be a college football coach. So I figured we'd start this morning off with some calisthenics. And they all kind of nervously laughed. And I was like, oh, I'm just kidding. Nothing makes you lose respect for me like watching my fat ass struggle through burpees. And then they lost it. I had the room won.
Awesome.
So it was a good time. I mean, it was hot as shit down there. I mean, obviously it was well air conditioned there. Yeah. But like even, I walked down to Hattie B's, which is like one of the best Nashville hot chicken places, just around the corner. And I mean, it was hot as fuck.
Lost 4 or 5 pounds just walking down.
Probably. I mean, that's why I did it. I actually worked off dinner between walking there and back. But I mean, it was 98 degrees and 137% humidity.
Ugh, fuck.
I mean, it was awful.
I helped my cousin move to essentially Durham, North Carolina. It's a little rinky-dink town he lived in near, actually, it was just outside of Hillsboro in like August. And I remember walking. It was like 100, and they had a thermometer on the barn. And I forgot what time it was. It was like 9 o'clock in the morning. It was in the sun. It was like 115 degrees. I walk out that door, and it's like somebody literally fucking, the air was so thick. Just like a fucking punch in the chest. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing down there?
And you're moving.
And I'm moving.
Like,
right?
I could not. I mean,
we did it at night, so it was a little bit cooler. So it was kind of done when I got up in the morning. So
at least it's not in the thick of the day heat. I mean, that's.
I don't remember where I fucking stayed that night. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It was long.
It must mean it was a good night.
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't like that. Although I dated a chick down there oh my God. She was the cashier of the local. Because I moved down there for about 6 months and was working on his farm with him. And I did this. She was just huge, just girls out front. So it was so funny.
Yeah, you remember the part you needed to.
That's the only thing I remember.
I don't know what she's. I don't remember. Huge cans though.
Yeah. Yeah, huge cans. I think she was. I don't know. I think now she's got like 4 kids or something like that. So.
Well, I mean, I would assume so. But yeah, man. I mean, I'm trying to think of what else has been going on in life because I mean, dude, COVID life is pretty boring. Yeah. I mean, just not all the excitement. I mean, we put the pool in last year. Pool's up and running this year. It's awesome. So that's nice. I mean, that just means a lot more fucking work I need to do around the house. Because, now, of course, my wife's like, oh, you need to build this and, expand the deck and put all new lighting in. So that's what we're working on now.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, the pool's cool. I mean, your kids are at an age where the pool's you got perfect time.
Oh, hell yeah.
You're going to get your money out of that.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, the kids love it. I love it. But you're right. Like, it's also, the kids are going to, now, the party's at our house.
Yeah.
So it's not, that
they're young. So you got all of high school in there and all kinds of, you got some time.
Oh, yeah. So they'll be here. They'll be at the house. So at least we can keep an eye on things. And I'll tell you who really is the winner out of that. And that's going to be my son.
Why is that?
2 older sisters.
Oh, she's gonna bring all the friends
that
over.
are 2 and 4 years older than him.
You better start hitting the gym early.
Oh man, you tell me dude doesn't have it made. Because, he's going to be like, when they're in high school, he's going to be in like junior high, and he's going to be they're going to be rubbing his head and, oh, look at this cute little guy. And he's going to be like, at least half chub while they're there. But,
It'll be hanging out the bottom of his shorts. They know what's going on.
Strategically placed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, he's the real winner of the pool. I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and lay that out there now. So that was actually not intended, but congratulations.
Yeah. I'm sure your wife is going to love that. When she walks in the bathroom and he's railing some high school chick in the fucking bathroom. Now you need a pool. Now you actually need a pool house so you can fast times at Ridgemont Hyatt.
Yeah. She wants one, but I mean, that's...
Dude, I saw something online. Here's another fucking COVID thing. I'm hooked on fucking TikTok.
All right, yeah, that's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. It is, but I guess it's actually
coming
short.
From,
it's short my attention span.
But it's coming from the guy who doesn't social media. So yeah. I mean, no, actually, you send me some pretty hilarious TikToks.
Yeah. And they're turning like a shed they bought at like Home Depot into a pool house.
Oh yeah, yeah, you could do it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm just saying,
really
I'm trying
don't
to save
need
you
that
some
much
money.
Space. I mean, we've thought about it, but it's one of those things. Like, I'm trying not to spend the money. I'd rather. So I did actually try to buy in my rear neighbor's yard because there's a parcel in between our two properties, and I tried it because he's a dick. So
does he listen to the podcast?
Not a chance in hell. As a matter of fact, he probably still uses VHS. I'm going to go that far.
It'd be better if you like beta. That'd be even better.
I mean, he could. I don't know, but I don't know. He's pretty redneck, so probably VHS.
Probably VHS, yeah.
But yeah, I actually offered, like, hey, there's a parcel in between us. Would you let me buy? Because this dude can barely mow his fucking lawn. Like, he's holding on to the fence while he's mowing.
So he has a property, then he has another. There's another, like, there are two pieces of his property.
Yeah.
Or?
So I mean, it's one fenced-in yard,
right?
But there's a piece right in between our properties.
Oh, okay.
That that I try to buy because I'm like, look, you can't fucking mow this thing. Like, dude, it takes you, and the yard's not that big, right? I mean, it's probably, I don't know, a third of an acre, so it's a good size lot.
Yeah, that's this.
Yeah, but it's not.
I think, yeah, it's the third of an acre.
Yeah, well, you got more house than he's got, but I mean, still though, I mean, that's
I got more house. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you forgot Hampshire doesn't have this gorgeous driveway.
I know that fucking sweet concrete driveway. I didn't think get off topic here, but I was like a big asphalt guy growing up. Now I have a concrete driveway. Fuck asphalt, man. That's a lot prettier.
Even with a brand new car, I still park out on the curb because your driveway is.
Meanwhile, my nephew comes over on Sunday. He's fucking wheeling the tire. I got tire tracks on the fucking concrete.
It's so pristine. I mean, I still park on the street. I mean,
although if something goes wrong with it, that's like a $50,000 fucking mistake I got to fix. If that driveway goes bad.
Oh God, yeah,
it's super expensive.
Oh hell yeah.
Anyway,
concrete's expensive as shit.
Back to your story.
But it does look nice.
It does look nice.
That's why we haven't done
keep
it
your
yet.
fucking car on the street, by the way.
Full fucking plans on it. I look at it and I'm like, this would be the day. The car's
it's a brand new car. You're like, it springs an oil leak.
Right. This would be the day 3 months in that it springs an oil leak. But
good news is concrete. It cleans up easier.
Maybe
that's why they put concrete around gas pumps. You ever notice that?
No, I guess I haven't.
When you pull up to a gas pump, it's always concrete because the gas doesn't eat the concrete away if you spill gas. Otherwise, if it's asphalt because it's petroleum based, chew the concrete.
Well, and you're sealed.
I didn't get
every other year, right?
Yeah, I didn't get sealed this year. No, at least not yet.
So it should hold, but at any rate, so I tried to ask.
So welcome to Concrete Talk with Mike and Dave.
Concrete. So next we'll talk about polished concrete, which actually does look gorgeous, by the way. Yeah. But
make sure you use rebar.
So yeah, I tried to buy this old bastard out, and he's just a prick. He's like, "Stop asking me about it." And he actually sounds like that. I'm not just doing that for effect. And then as I see him almost dying, the dude mows his lawn in 3 shifts.
He have COVID. He almost died because of COVID.
That's what he's got long COVID.
Okay,
for sure. But yeah, dude mows his lawns in 3 shifts. And it's, like I said, it's this size lot, maybe a little bigger, but at any rate, that is not a 3-shifter. So I'm like, dude, I see you holding onto the fence, almost like
passed out.
yeah, like you're not surviving this. Let me buy this lot. And same thing. Like, I told you to stop asking me, God damn it. And I'm like, fucking whatever, man. Then I'm putting up a privacy fence because fuck you. Actually, I don't like the guy. I'm pretty sure he comes out to try to watch my kids. So, yeah, I mean, we don't know that for a fact, but he's a sick fuck. So I just usually go and sit in the yard and stare at him. So he leaves.
Have I showed you my Logitech camera, wireless cameras?
Logitech. They still around?
Oh fuck yeah, Logitech's massive. Look at that. I got a Logitech keyboard, a Logitech mouse.
Because that's
Logitech. I got a Logitech camera in the front.
You do have a
Logitech
camera.
camera in the back. Yeah.
All right. Never mind.
No, Logitech.
They've been around for a long time.
They're powering through shit, man. This is a solid fucking keyboard. I mean,
dude, back when I had a
feel how heavy
compact,
that keyboard is.
Yeah, it is.
It's actually made out of metal.
Because back when I had my compact back in early 2000s,
wow.
I had
Windows
the Logitech
3.1
camera.
Oh yeah, that's a Logitech Brio. It's a 4K camera.
That's way better than the camera I had.
Oh yeah, that's a 4K camera.
Mine is one of the little circle ones that you kind of rested on there.
You can see every little dimple in my face when I'm on camera.
Because it's such high quality.
It's just such high quality. You sit back there, and it looks like I'm right next to the screen.
Well, I mean, I would expect nothing less from a man who gallivants around in fucking Sweden all December. So yeah, man, we tried to buy the fucker out. He wouldn't. So, but that was the intent when we put the pool in, was put the pool there, put a pool house in, do the whole deal. Yeah, he kind of ruined that. We could still put a pool house in, but yeah, not at this time.
All right. Well, he's still Carter. He's still young, so you got time to put a pool in, so we got time to rail some high school chicks.
That's my goal, is to set him, give him a stabbing cabin. So it's funny you said Carter, because nobody ever gets his name right.
Yeah.
So he had a coach.
I struggled with, I was texting you back, and I'm like, and I turned to my wife, and I'm like, how the fuck do you spell was it
Carlisle?
Carlisle's name?
Yeah.
And I was like, is there a Y in there? What the fuck? I'm like, I know all your kids start with a K, so I'm like, I at least got the first letter right.
That's why we had 4 of them. Can't have 3 Ks. You gotta have 4.
Or just not have everybody named after K.
Well, you know what? When your wife decides they're all going to have the same initials, you lose that battle every time.
What was her reasoning? What's the reason? I mean, I know people that do it, but what's the reasoning to kind of do
I honestly don't remember.
Oh.
But it sounded right. And, I thank God every day that she lowered her standards for me. So that was a battle I was going to let her win.
That's funny.
But yeah, as one of his coaches is yelling at him, he's like, Carlton. And
he starts dancing.
Carlisle's just he starts
doing the Carlton.
Where's Tom Jones music?
Yeah.
Fucking weird. So Carlisle's just sitting there doing his thing, and then the coach is looking at me, and I'm like, he's not responding to you because his name's Carlisle, and he's like, oh shit, And then I'm like, now try it, and he's like, Carlisle, and then of course he looks. So I thought that was funny. Nobody gets his name right.
Yeah. He turns around and goes, fuck you, coach.
Except for all the little girls, man. They love him.
Well,
he's a cute kid. Thank God he looks like his mom.
Thank God. Absolutely.
I mean, I don't wish this on anybody.
What was I going to say? So, COVID, we're back. I'm running down the checklist here to make sure we cover everything.
Make sure we cover all bases. You're right. We wanted to use this as a catch up,
yeah.
And not that we script anything ever, but
obviously.
We'll actually have some topics from here on out. We just wanted to get back in the swing of things and let you guys know.
Yeah, we have some good ideas on the plate. Just got to round some. Actually, having guests on, I think we do better with. Not that we do better with guests. It changes the vibe.
It's a nice change of pace. So we've got some ideas. Have guests on. It's a good thing about one of the great things about doing the virtual is now we can have guests from anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
drag my cousin had some people that wanted to be on or agreed to be on in like North Carolina or South Carolina. North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina. She lives in like Fort Mill, which is like Charlotte South. I mean, so because it's all like one big glob of Charlotte that crosses over the border. But now we can absolutely have people from anywhere. So it's pretty wild. I think
so. All 4 of our listeners, feel free to join the podcast.
Exactly. We can have all 4 of you guys on. I don't know what the low limit is, but anyway. What else, man? What else you got going on?
I don't know. I mean, not much. Like I said, it's the problem with COVID was shit was boring. So what are you doing this weekend? We're sitting around in our house wearing masks when we go to the store. Like it was, I mean, that's one of the nice things about the world opening back up a little bit is feeling like you can actually do things. I mean, like there's some places, it makes sense to still wear a mask and those things, and I don't mind that at all. But it's nice to see people again.
Well, you drove to Nashville, right? You didn't fly.
Yeah, I drove.
Yeah, because I'm hearing because we're going next week to Vegas, so I heard different things about C-Bus's airport and not wearing masks, and I don't know about the flights. And I'm not gonna bring one if I don't need to wear one. Great, if I do, it's not a big deal either way. But that's it. And then the nice thing about everything opening up and kind of coming back, it's like it just feels more normal now, right? You can just go in and do your things that you always kind of did before. But it's different. It is different. But.
No, it's different. I mean, I think one of the things I like is, I feel like people in general are a little more cautious.
Yeah.
It was kind of nice, one of my kids had to go back to school not being sick all the fucking time. Because, like, that's the worst thing. That's one of the worst parts about school is your kids are just perpetually sick. So that actually went away a little bit. Now, because my kids still wore masks. They didn't have to for the latter part of the year last year, but they wanted to.
Oh, good
so, for them. Yeah. Which we're like, absolutely.
Hey, man,
I appreciate you guys standing up for whatever you want to do.
I don't have a problem with anybody. If they want to wear a mask, I don't want to wear a mask unless I'm asked to wear a mask. That's fine. If you want to fucking wear a mask 24/7, that's you're absolutely right. Good. I'm not going to make fun of you and I can knock you out. You just, do whatever you want to do. So
yeah. I'm kind of the same way. I mean, that's, like I said, there are places for it, and I absolutely support that, but it's not, I'm not going to sit there like, but you're not fucking masking up, bro. Get off my goddamn lawn.
Exactly. It's like, fuck that.
Like it's.
I should have asked you to put a mask on when you came in the house. That would have been nice.
Yeah, you should have.
I should have.
Instead, I coughed all over this microphone. So
sorry. That's the one that goes in the basement. So
yeah. It smells musty.
Well, it should. It's been so long. I had to drag half the shit out. This mic was tucked behind my monitor, and I'm like, where the fuck is it? I didn't remember, and I tried to pull it around with my sweet new monitor here, and I had to move it because it wouldn't reach because the monitor was blocking it.
So is that a 34-inch monitor?
It is a 32-inch monitor. It is a Dell 32-inch 4K monitor.
I mean, it's sweet.
It is sweet. I love it. I was between getting all nerdy here. I was between like 227s or 132, and
Jeez.
this
227.
Yeah, 227s.
Damn.
Yeah. But I went with the 132, and ironically, I think it's ironically, this has a smaller footprint than my 27-inch iMac.
Really?
Yeah, like because the
because it uses the 32-inch space.
Yeah,
so you don't have like borders.
I don't have big bezels and borders and stuff like that. So anyway, for those of you interested in monitor talk with Mike and Dave,
we've really nerded out on this.
Yeah, absolutely. We've gone from concrete to monitors to COVID. What was that joke? What was somebody saying? Now that everybody is beyond they've passed on their medical degrees, now everybody's an economist or something like that.
I'm not gonna lie, that shit does bother me.
Yeah.
When you see some, especially because people don't know what the hell they're talking about. So, as they're talking about economies of scale, like the Jew in me wants to just break it down to them. But then I'm like, I don't, like I'm on, I mean, we have the Fragmental Twitter.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really the only social media I have.
You're doing a fantastic job, by the way. I have the Fragmental Instagram. I'm thinking about shutting it down. I've lost more users than we've gotten.
Right. If you didn't know this, we're blocked by more people than follow us.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, you're up to almost 300 followers from 0. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. If we could just get, I don't know, half of them to listen.
That'd be awesome. Like we'd have a record day.
I mean, that's what I.
Well, when we get done with this, I'm on PTO this week, so I'll pump this thing out tonight. It'll hit the Fragmental Podcast Twitter account tonight.
Yeah.
So maybe one of those extra. I mean, you probably added 100 people. You probably added 100 people since we went off the air. Well, went off the air. When the FCC fined us,
right? But we fixed that problem.
Exactly. Legally, we're okay now.
FCC, that's awesome. Dude, I don't know what I'm picturing with the Family Guy episode where they had the song "Blame It on the FCC" or something like that. Yeah. Sorry, that was random. But
that's what this whole thing's random. We were talking about concrete like 20 minutes ago.
That's a funny ass episode though. Because Peter had his own channel.
Yeah, the PTV.
Because my favorite was Quagmire sitting there naked and What did he say? Like, a girl lost a banana. See where she finds it. Giggity, 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 giggity.
Yeah, the episode that I don't know if they took them off the air or when they brought them back was the I Need a Jew episode.
It was because that was the one that they brought back on.
I don't know if they came back on that one or that's the one that took them off the air the
that
first
was
time.
The one that they were like, "Yeah, you're good."
Yeah, I think that was the one where they were trying to find a Jew because Chris was bad at math. That was the whole episode.
I don't remember it.
You don't remember that one?
I don't.
Like, seriously, it's like season 1, episode 15 or something.
I just remember
Love Island UK's back.
Love
Love Island UK's back. Yeah.
When does it? Because it's streaming, right? When does it start?
So it's already started. I'm 16 episodes in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Hulu. So they kind of parse it out for me. So.
Oh, okay. So they do a little bit.
Yeah, I'm watching it kind of as it's going. So. I think I don't know. It's the U.S. version. Maybe it's
any good.
Done.
Like, are you getting the Cockney accent? Like,
it's actually
suck my dick. Yeah. Any of that good stuff?
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's the social interaction piece of me. It just cracks me up.
What's funny though is that you're like you're such a snob about it. You're like, Love Island in America is fucking stupid.
It is. I watched Love Island Australia and I got bored with it.
Right? Like,
I don't know what it is about the British version. The voiceover guy's Irish or Scottish? The voiceover guy is Scottish. He's hysterical.
That's a great accent, by the way.
Scottish accent?
Oh, such a good accent.
Yeah, I love it. I love all those accents. I mean, my Siri on my phone is the Irish woman.
Is it?
Yeah. There's something about the British accent or the Irish accent that makes Siri sound less computer. I don't know what it is. I don't know, but I think that's hilarious when you're like, "Hey Siri," she's like, "Oh, top of the morning to you." So I have I have a HomePod here, HomePod Mini. I have a HomePod Mini I don't understand. See? There you go. And then we have a HomePod. Our Ecobee thermostat's a HomePod. It has a Siri speaker in it. And I have some Siri lights and shit like that. So when I say stuff, it responds in Irish. And it was hysterical when my sister-in-law and brother-in-law were here, and I asked Siri to turn the lights on, and this Irish voice comes over, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
Well, because he's Irish.
Right? He's Irish, yeah, from Dublin. So, Dublin, Ireland, not Dublin, Ohio.
That's what I figured.
Exactly. Well, we do have Dublin does have a Shamrock, and it's a sister city.
Well, that's true. I mean, we have been known to be international. Right. So, I mean, that's fair.
And we do have Irish Fest here.
Yeah.
But the Irish accent, I love the Irish accent. But anyway, no, it's pretty good. I mean, it's the whole social experiment and the cattiness of it. I don't know whatever it is. And
I think it's funny because don't you also watch Below Deck or whatever?
Yeah, Below Deck Mediterranean. That's a new season came out back on again.
Well, I just saw an article that was because I've never seen it, but it was talking about one of the girls on the show, and apparently she makes decent money from the show, but she makes 6 figures from her OnlyFans.
No shit. Which one?
I don't.
You're gonna have to text me that name later.
I'll have to look and see if I can find the article. Well, it's got to be in my history.
Yeah, it's probably somewhere.
Actually, I probably watched it on the dark web version of Safari, so probably not.
Dark web. Yeah, the private version of Safari is not the dark web. You're not going to find a hired killer on Safari Private.
I literally thought that was Silk Road. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be like hired guns, hired killers. Yeah, I don't think.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, fuckers.
Man,
yeah, I watch all this shit. My wife just laughs at me because it's like you and your friend. I'm like, hey, you want to watch Love Island? The other day, I started watching Love Island. I'm like, hey, come in here. She's like, she was working. She's like, what? And I'm like, hey, check this out. Look at this outfit she was wearing. And then she comes back in. I'm like, hey, look at this. Come back. She's like, you're just trying to force me to watch this with you. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Like, no, I'm not. Just sit down.
Yeah, just let me back it up. And
right.
Let me explain. Oh, there's a dude on. I told you this. I texted you this already. There's a dude on the British version, Love Island UK. He's Italian. It's Davide. Davide. I think I was going to legally change my name to Davide.
I mean, I can arrange that.
Yeah,
I'll call you that.
Davide. Davide.
Is that like the actual Italian translation, or that?
I think it's a version of. I think it's just a version of the word of David or Dave or something like that.
I mean, it does sound pretentious. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh, I love it. That's why I love it. It's just I have this. I've built this arrogant elitist personality at work, and I just want to continue it going on. Although I laugh because I'm probably the farthest from being an elitist, and
but I mean, look,
to some degree.
Look, in all seriousness, you just have good taste. Like you're not, you know what I mean? Like
you're not an elitist. You just have good taste. Everybody else is shit.
Well, right. Like here I am drinking the Kroger Smart Water, and you're like, "What the fuck? Here, put that shit down." He throws me an Ice Mountain.
It's good fucking water, man.
What's even funnier is nobody gets it why I laugh at that.
Yeah.
You know, because one of my favorites was we were in a meeting and you drink it and you're like, that's good water. I am on record saying this is good water. And I'm like crying laughing and everybody's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. What?
It's so funny.
Yeah. I think sometimes half of our team thinks we're just fucking clowns. But we gotta keep. I've said this before, and not to get too serious here, but it's like if you spend most of your day is work.
Yeah.
And if you can't have fun there in some form or fashion, you're gonna be fucking miserable, I think.
But you know what? I think that's what you're 100% right. You will be miserable, and that's what has made this podcast work. Is dude, we look at life the same way. We're here to have fun.
Absolutely.
It makes it way more enjoyable. Pretty much any situation you're in. I mean, Jesus. I mean, I told you when I was dying with COVID, like one of my favorite parts was that you actually treated me just like a normal person.
Like you were like in your living room with COVID.
Yeah, like you were still
in the ICU.
You're still sending me just.
Wait, were you in the ICU?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
So I just want to make sure I want to make a clarifying statement. So if somebody checks I don't want a HIPAA violation or anything like that.
Oh, right. So
it's like,
whoever the HIPAA czar shows up and they're like, so we heard you asked this gentleman, which would be a pretty loose term there, but we has this gentleman if he was in the ICU and he did not give you his.
Technically, might be a HIPAA violation.
But I'm the one who admitted it.
Oh, that's true too, I guess.
So I think I absolved you there. But no, I mean that was like, I mean, because I was in there laughing because honestly, everybody else is messaging me and it's like, hey, so today would be a great day to not die, am I right? You know, and it's like
we're praying for you.
You're right. That was all of the praying hand emoji. Because I don't use emojis.
Did they send their prayers and whatever out on Facebook for you too?
I mean, I don't know because I don't have
Facebook, right?
I'm sure people did. Which
meanwhile, they're sending you prayers. And I'm just like, hey, check out the titties on this bitch. Or how hot are your nurses?
Well, plus I can make that joke with you. Right, my favorite joke is the head nurse. You know, I mean, it's some classics never die, and he was surprisingly gentle, but but no, I mean that was, and honestly, the nurses were cool too because I mean our humor. I was the same way with them. So I remember when the one guy came in, I'm just like, oh, this fucking guy again? Jeez. And he's like, oh, here we go, you know?
Yeah. I tried to joke with somebody the other day somewhere. Where the fuck was I? I don't remember where I was at. And they're like, I'm like, all right, well, never mind then.
Like, lighten up, man.
It's like,
I'm here to have a good time.
Yeah. Oh, I was having the vascular thing done on my legs. And I said something. And I'm like, I bet you hear that a lot. And she's like, eh. I'm like, whatever.
Come on, I'm giving you gold here.
Gold, yeah. There's nothing better you're going to get on a fucking Tuesday afternoon at 4.
Right. No, I mean, I think like my doctor's pretty easygoing, so I can get a good laugh out of her. So I think I may have said that, like, you know, she was, you know, doing all this stuff to help me get healthier post-COVID, and I'm like, if I didn't know any better, I'd say you're trying to get in my pants. And she's like, well, it's because it's your physical. I am. You know?
You've heard that joke about where the doctor asks the patient to stop masturbating, and he says, why? Because they're trying to examine you.
Oh man.
But I don't have the thing in my hand, but the ba-dumpa, the
Oh, yeah, that's what. Yeah, you gotta have that.
Yeah, I didn't. I was
suck my dick. You
I don't
gotta have
that.
those on.
Yeah, I don't have.
We need to create a board
we might need. You know what? It's our first one back in a while. It's our 50th episode. I was all
So you just have the
discombobulated.
meow guns.
I don't have the. I just should have all of this shit queued up, and now I don't know where half the shit is. So, anyway.
And that way, when we need a break, you just hit a button.
Yeah. Meow meow meow.
97.9.
Was it Dingo and the Baby? Oh, I used to love those. I mean, that's what I don't listen to the radio at all anymore. I mean, no joke. I don't listen to the radio at all anymore. It's all Apple Music. Because I'm a whore for the Apple Corporation. I'm a literal fucking whore. But back in the day when that's all you had was radio stations, like the 15-minute interlude of 95X WAQX Syracuse, New York, 95X rocks, and just so the fucking DJ can go take just so the guy could go take a piss and come back to the DJ booth.
Well, and you're right. I don't listen to it as much. I do. A buddy of mine's a GM of like 6 stations here, so I at least listen, and I make kids listen to his stations. So,
what was the fucking Spoon Man at the Blitz?
Spoon Man on the Blitz.
Somebody
now, anytime I hear that, I think of our bit every single time.
There's another. My buddies were talking about Spoon Man and the Blitz, and then somebody piped in with there's a second. Like, there's Spoon Man on the Blitz, and it's usually followed by the same song every time. And I can't think of. I gotta go back.
Oh man, is it another '90s rock?
I think so. Followed up by something else, but it's one of the group guy texts, so it's probably 400,000 fucking pages ago inside of my messages.
No, there's no finding that shit.
So I got it set to. I think I keep all my text messages for a year, and then I delete.
That's what I got to think. It's got to. It's a Spoon Man. It's got to be Candlebox or some shit.
I
right?
don't remember what it was, but they brought it up.
Cherry. It's probably
fucking Buck Cherry. Buck motherfucking Cherry.
What's the Cocaine? That's the song I'm thinking of.
What's the one about Crazy Bitch? Is the other one I was thinking.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Yeah.
We make fun of those guys. They actually had like 4 or 5 hits.
Oh, we make fun of those guys. They're getting laid like nobody's business and making millions of dollars. And we're like, yeah, fucking Spoon Man. They're like, hey, eat a dick, dude.
First of all, we're not making fun of Spoon Man. We're making fun of the Blitz for playing Spoon Man all the time.
Right, true.
Because true. Yeah, I think we both agree Chris Cornell was goddamn genius.
Yeah, he was was he one of the original Mother Love Bone guys or no? He was Temple of the Dog. I know that. He was in Temple of the Dog. I saw a whole thing on Mother Love Bone. That was like the first grunge band.
Really?
Yeah. So Mother Love Bone was the first kind of big grunge band, right? That kind of came up. Then the lead singer died, and then the remaining members created this band called Temple of the Dog that had like the Pearl Jam guy in it, Eddie Vedder, what's his name from Alice, Lane Staley from Alice in Chains was in it. They kind of mixed up lead singers on different songs.
Okay, so but still, that's a
you never heard of Temple of the Dog?
I've heard of it, but I can't think of any of the songs.
And then the remaining members of Mother Love Bone created Pearl Jam. Wow. So this Mother Love Bone was kind of like the genesis of like the Alice in Chains of Pearl.
Damn.
I look at
they're
Pearl
like
Jam.
the Kevin Bacon, like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
I don't think it's that deep. It might be only like 3 degrees. But like Pearl Jam's kind of grungy. Mother Love Bone was grungy, but Alice in Chains is more heavy metal than they were. Alice in Chains was a heavier grunge than.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, they were.
That's
grunge.
literally like that's my favorite band of all time. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they were grunge only because of the time frame.
Yeah, and they're
out of heavier than that.
Absolutely, and they came out of Seattle, so it's like, you're grunge because you came out of Seattle. It's like, we're slightly heavier than that. We were talking about like fucking Man in the Box and shit like that. So
that's a good guitar riff.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things where I actually like their new lead singer, and I think there's, but I think what's the guitarist name? Jerry Cantrell. He's the guy that writes most of the music anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Wait, he's also Jane's Addiction, right?
No, not Jane's Addiction. You're thinking of, who are you thinking of? You're thinking of, I know. The chick that was banging Carmen Electra, right? You're thinking of that dude.
That's Dave Navarro.
Dave Navarro, right.
I don't know why the name Cantrell was stuck in my mind, but no. Anyway, keep going.
Anyway, I don't remember where it's going, but him and Lane wrote most of the music anyway, so it was heavily Jerry Cantrell anyway. So having that same kind of vibe moving forward is easy to do. And the guy they got, I can't think of the guy's name. He's great. He actually plays guitar. Lane never played, I don't think, but he sounds similar to Lane, but not like a copy. He's not like the fucking dude from Journey, where he's like in a copy of Steve Perry.
He's never. I mean, I'll give him his credit. He does sound a lot like him, but it's not the same.
It's not. That's not.
He doesn't have the beak.
He doesn't. There's no soul there. It's and no offense to the guy, he can sing way fucking better than I can.
He's right.
He can
he's
pound
still a
it.
great
He can absolutely
singer.
pound it out. My cousin went to like the Journey song, and they said, without Steve Perry, that's not Journey. It's Journey Light, is what that is.
Yeah, it's right. It's not the same.
Journey V2 is what that is. But I've Carrie and Annie are gonna be like, who the fuck are you guys talking about?
Oh, they have no goddamn clue.
Correct.
That's a. Now I'm trying to think what else was Jerry Cantrell in?
Nothing. That was it.
Really?
Yeah, he's only been in that.
Yeah, because when you said they picked somebody else, I was gonna be like, is it Miles Kennedy? Because I feel like at this point he's been in like 9 bands.
Yeah. Miles.
Yeah, he's incredible.
Oh, that guy's awesome. I mean, he's got Alter Bridge. I think he does stuff on his own. He was in another band. The fuck's the name of that other band?
The Conspirators.
That's with Slash.
Yeah.
It's Slash and the Conspirators. Slash makes sure his fucking name's out front, like so everybody knows.
Well, I mean, it's fucking Slash.
He's Slash. Well, I mean, come on.
He's one of my favorite guitarists of all time.
Oh, Slash is cool. I like Slash. I don't know where it's going with this. Anyway, but we got to find a fucking music tangent.
Well, I mean, that's how you know we're officially back to the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the one. Speaking of, I'll tie it back to fucking. We'll go back to COVID again. But that's my. You and I are sitting where my wife and I sat for 8 to 10 hours a day every day, and she's on 1,000 fucking calls. So I would put my earphones in and I would listen to music. No joke. Probably while I'm working, emailing or doing whatever. I bet you I listen to music 5 to 7 hours a day.
Yeah,
almost every day.
Well, at that point, you have to.
Yeah. Really, just to drown her call out.
Yeah.
Not that my wife hasn't.
Did you ever get caught singing? You're like,
no. If I'm gonna, if I'm gonna sing, I'm in the. That's the best part of that song. You know that. We gotta get our boss to listen so we can talk about Rooster.
Oh yeah,
that's a fucking great song though. Jerry Cantrell wrote that about his dad. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
That's about his. They called Jerry Cantrell's dad in Vietnam Rooster. That's where the name came from.
I had no idea.
Yeah, there's a whole backstory to that. It's pretty wild.
It's awesome.
No, if I'm going to sing, I'm going to be by myself in the car. And
Yeah,
it's going to be for like 2 verses.
So I will, when I'm sitting in the car and it's just me, and I come up to a red light, like I will do that just to fuck with the person beside me. So, like I'll even roll the windows down and be like, pull up a playlist and play it. And then all of a sudden I touch myself by the Divinyls or something. And it's something that's completely ridiculous. And I'll let it rip. Yeah.
Hey, they were fucking cranking I Ran by Flock of Seagulls in Whole Foods yesterday. We're in the fucking produce section, and my wife was getting, I think I was getting nectarines or something. And I go, hey. And she's like, what? And I go, is that fucking I Ran by Flock of Seagulls? And she's like, yep. Like, Whole Foods?
Hey, I mean, they probably have a Muzak machine still, right?
I would guess.
Well, they're owned by Amazon. It's probably not.
It's probably Amazon
It's
Music.
Amazon Music.
Yeah.
Because
that's why everything's 5 cents more expensive.
I remember. Even still, you go into Kroger, you're going to hear the same. They've got like is that Nick Lachey?
What was that? I think it was a Foo Fighters joke about like they're on the elevator and they hear their own music and they're like, "Fuck."
But how cool would that be? You're in the elevator and whatever Hero comes on and they start like
they start singing.
Like how amazing would that be?
That would be pretty cool. I mean, I've seen the Foo Fighters; they're amazing. Oh, the drummer died.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what though. Did he ever? I didn't read the.
I don't know like the official. I thought it was drug related.
Was it really?
I may have made that up, but
I think it was heart related, maybe because of his previous drug.
Maybe that was it. Just sad, man.
Yeah. Totally.
Well, it lost a lot of like musicians and stuff here in the last year. I feel like I can't think. You know what? Your English or your Irish
Siri
over there. Does she ever sing Cranberries for you?
She died, right?
Yeah.
What's her name? Dolores.
Dolores O'Riordan.
Dolores O'Riordan.
Great Irish name, by the way.
TikTok has a great. I gotta save some of them, but it's an Irish woman that tells Irish jokes, like Irish jokes.
Yeah.
Like half the shit, I'm like, what? And it's like Shane O'Shaughnessy or whatever, and I'm like, what? And they're talking about, but they're using like Gaelic terms too. So I'm like, I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. I've been meaning to send it to my sister-in-law's husband to see if he gets them, but
he's laughing hysterically, and you're like, why are you? Let me know why you're laughing.
Yeah, exactly. Do you see the Family Guy where they go to Ireland? So Peter can find his real dad.
His real dad.
And the funny thing was the sweaters are so the wool sweaters are so thick you can't point a person in the chest or something like that.
I don't remember that.
No.
Well, wasn't that the same episode where, wasn't it Stewie punched Brian, so Brian got to punch him back at one point, and
maybe
it was at the very end of the episode where they were just walking, and he's like, whoosh. But like the whole episode, Stewie's like,
oh yeah,
he thinks he's gonna hit him.
That's what they landed.
The same episode,
they landed in Ireland, and the runway's full of beer bottles.
Yeah.
I think that was Family Guy.
I think that was it.
Yeah, Family Guy was also the one in like Ireland before beer, and it was like a bunch of scientists, and they're like this super advanced organization, and then they find alcohol, and they get all in a fight.
There it goes.
Yeah. I love the Irish.
Awesome.
That's what I'd go back to Ireland.
I've never been there, but I mean, man, it's such a good accent.
Oh, the Irish accent's great. So we know, obviously, through my sister and her husband, we know his friends from Ireland, and there's a friend of his that what the hell's his name? Helen and Neil, and she's got that silky Irish accent. And we were staying at they had a summer home in the south. They have a summer home. They used to, it's in Killarney Killarney. No,
it's near Wales, right?
No, it's not near Wales. Although Wales is the closest in England to Ireland, but wherever it is, it's in the southwest corner of Ireland, right near the ocean. And she's like, so we're all there. Like his friends are there, we're there, my in-laws are there. We're all kind of his kids are there, anyway. And I said, Helen, I'm just waiting for you to go, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph to him. As soon as, because you could hear, they kind of bicker, like Irish people bicker. And I go, come on, Helen, just one, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. That's all I'm asking for. I never heard it, but they're fantastic people. They're wonderful people, but I love the Irish accent. It's one of my favorites.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
It does make everything sound better. I wish I could do a good Irish accent. I can't.
Yeah. It's funny. My sister-in-law's husband has more of a British tint than he does an Irish tint, but you get like 6 or 8 beers into him, and the Irish kind of rolls a little bit more out of him. It's
so
actually
you
kind
can
of funny.
understand less of what he's saying.
No. It's just you can. It gets a little thicker, so
okay.
It's kind of funny. It's funny to watch him start to drink, and then it gets a little less kind of poshy British and a little more like hearty Irish.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So anyway, well, this was great. I mean, we're at hour hour 8 right now, so I think
great to be back.
Great to be back. We probably keep going, but I think people tuned out about 30 minutes ago. So
you're probably right.
Although they're missing comedy gold there at the end, but
yeah, that's what we're gonna have to remind them. Like the last 10 minutes is pretty solid if you can get through the first 55.
Yeah, skip ahead. Just keep skipping ahead to hear us laughing. But no, we've got options now. I mean, we're at the office, which is close to my house, so we can, if opportunity comes, we can do this live again. Absolutely. Or we got the other option where we can do it remotely, and we can grab other people to do it remotely with us.
Yeah, Phil.
That sounded dirty for some reason.
Yeah, come join us.
Yeah.
Well, much like Quad City DJs, we'll come and ride the train.
Quad City DJs.
They sang the song "Come on, Ride the Train."
How's that go?
Come on, ride the train.
Oh.
But anyways, our only rule is if you join us on the podcast, you pick the topic, but we'd love to have any of our listeners on.
Yeah. And if you are listening and want to get a hold of us, we are on Twitter under Fragmental. Is it Fragmental Co?
I think it's just Fragmental Co, yeah.
Yeah, Fragmental Co. And we're on we have an email, so you can you can email us at fragmentalco@gmail.com, or We are actually where you get the podcast. There's a transistor. There's a Fragmental website too. So you can do us there.
Fragmental.co, right?
Fragmental.co, right? You can do us wherever you want. We're open. So thanks, Mike.
Yep. Thanks, Dave.